licensed firearm instructor, there's plenty of things that I encounter on a daily basis. And one of the things that I encounter being a person of color, being a woman, and a firearm instructor, there's plenty of stereotypes that's out there that's directed towards someone like me. And you guys may have experienced some of the same things. So I wanted to just give you guys some little tips about that today and our quick little chat. When it comes to this check-in, the whole point of this is just to really keep you guys on point, making sure that you have good experiences and that you're going out there to the range to get some practice, because nothing could be worse than you picking up the firearm and things don't go the way you had planned it to go in your mind, but because you don't have the skill set, because you don't have the practice, you're not actually able to make it happen where you can defend yourself, because seconds count. So let's just go ahead and do a little quick check-in, and let's base this on stereotypes today. So thank you guys so much for joining once again. I'm Mrs. Trouble, if you guys don't already know, licensed firearm instructor for the DMV area. And I've encountered some pretty interesting situations in my experience of being an instructor. And maybe you guys have experienced some of these things. Maybe you guys have feel the same way that some of these stereotypes even exist. But I felt like we needed to have a little chat about this so we can go ahead and break these stereotypes, prevent them from continuing to happen. So the first thing that comes to mind when I think about stereotypes in relation to women, the primary thing that seems to come up is nails. I mean, honestly, how long is our nails? How short is our nails? I've encountered students telling me that other instructors have told them to cut their nails. And you guys can post in the chat if you feel that you've experienced the same thing, or even if you are an instructor or a friend of someone and you told them to cut their nails. You can go ahead and put those experiences right there in the chat. I would love to hear your experiences. So I'm an instructor that does believe that if a woman can wipe her own tail with her nails, if she can put contacts in with long nails, I think she can learn how to shoot a gun with nails. What do you guys think? Because realistically, at the end of the day, everybody is different and we're different in our own unique ways. And sometimes we do have to find a little variation to how we can handle things and how we can do things. And our nails is no exception to that. And we could do all those other things, and I'm pretty sure we can learn how to shoot guns too, which I have plenty of female students that I've trained and they have been able to shoot perfectly well. Top shooters, I would totally say. And it's one of those things that we just learn to deal with. So, oh, mad woman, oh, I'm so sorry someone told you that to cut your nails. And I know at one point in time you probably thought they were right, but I'm here to tell you, try it out. Figure out what works for you. If you're used to having a certain length of nails, I'm pretty sure with that certain length of nails, you'll be able to figure out how to shoot and shoot accurately as well. So there's one of those things that you may have to, again, navigate around, and maybe your instructor just does not understand and is not equipped to being able to help you with that as well. So when it comes to those things, it's kind of up to you to kind of practice and get that familiarity. So thank you guys for chatting and coming in. And I see Garcia. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. And when it comes to my next thing I think about, I hear all the time, is about women cannot handle the recoil of a firearm. And I'm like, that is so unfortunate. They'll say, oh, women can't handle, 40 caliber or 45 or things like that. And that's so untrue. So untrue. I can't even begin to tell you how much I enjoy shooting a 45. And as you can see, I'm not necessarily on the bigger side, so I don't have a lot of muscle tone, but I totally can handle a 45 comfortably, and I very much prefer to shoot it in a lot of cases. When it comes to the recoil, it's all about your skill more so than being male or female. So that's one of those things that I want you guys to put in your minds, and don't put stereotypes out there, because everybody's different. We all have different challenges that we meet, but we all have ways that we can overcome those challenges. Let's see, Bella. Hey, my friend Gina is in the debate. Can you say, I suppose? Okay, well, I really don't know right now. And all right, so that's a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so when it comes to racking back the firearm, that's also another common thing that I'm seeing, that women are told that maybe you should buy a revolver because maybe, the caliber is too strong for you for the semi-automatics, and the racking it back is really challenging and hard to do. So maybe you should just get to a revolver so that way you don't have to worry about loading the magazine. And I'm like, well, that's kind of an easy way out. I mean, that's like telling somebody don't drive a stick, but drive an automatic because it's easier to do and you're probably not capable of driving a stick. Instead of actually teaching them actually how to use that stick. So it's one of those things where, again, all about knowledge being power and being able to get into that range and get some practice. I just recently had a student, actually a few days ago, who purchased the firearm already before coming to me, and he told me, hey, Ms. Trouble, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this gun because I can't even rack it back. I can't load the ammunition. I said, well, hold off fast. Let's get into the range and let's get you some practice. And when you leave today, I hope you would have had a change of mind. Hopefully I would have been able to help you. And leaving out, she said, okay, I do feel a little bit better knowing that I can load the ammunition now and I can rack it back. However, I might still want to go ahead and get a revolver. I said, great, no problem, to each his own, but I do encourage you to continue to practice because, to be honest with you guys, she did perfectly well. She did the what was expected. It is challenging to load ammunition, and that's why I have another video that I'm putting out about loading ammunition for you guys, because you have to know how to do these things on a regular basis, and that's a very common problem. And also racking back the top of the slide also is a very common problem for women. And I've actually had some guys that have some problems with that too, because they usually kind of hold it in a way that they're flagging other people while they're racking back. So we have to know how to do it safely as well. So it's one of those things. Now, moving on to some perspectives about stereotypes when it comes to race. I see very commonly students will tell me, I'm not sure about going to this particular range because I've heard in the past that they've been stereotyped just walking into a particular facility. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I don't remember if I've had that problem at that location, but going to a new range, yes, I have had that problem. People are giving me kind of side eyes. The RSOs are all on my back, just really, really, watching. And I had to learn, being in the gun community, you have to be mindful of the fact that everyone working there, they're really on the fence to make sure that everyone is safe. So they have to do a little bit of profiling, similar to what the police may do, right? To make sure that everyone is safe. That's just the number one part that they have to do in order to make sure everyone is safe, themselves included. So you might feel a little bit out of place, but I would encourage you to continue to go. Show them your knowledge and skills by you being safe and handling the firearm well. And I guarantee you, after a while, they'll get familiar with you and they'll start to back off a little bit. They'll trust you even. And that's the experience that you may have to overcome by just continuing to go. Don't let that be a deterrent, because it will happen. They have to do these things in such a manner to keep everyone safe. So, and let's see, James, you said, what's the best gun for my girls? She's 5'5", 130. Oh, good question. So to each his own. I'm going to stick to semi-automatics because that's what I know best. With the semi-automatic, depending on if they're using for home defense or self-defense, my favorites I love is for concealed carry. I love the P320, the 6 Hour series. It can be the regular P320, or I'm sorry, P365 for concealed carry. Or it could be the macro, but I love those two guns for concealed carry. And I also do love the full size, which is the P320 for home defense. So depending on what it is that your girl's looking for, being 5'5" and 130, that might be a good place to start. But there's so many other versions out there. She has to really kind of try and see which ones kind of work for her. So it's kind of hard to just kind of throw out there a particular thing, because I base it based on what my students' performance is. I'll give them a Springfield, I'll give them a SIG, I'll give them a Glock, and let's practice with these and see which one the gun picks for them. So see how they perform. So that's what I would also recommend. Going to the range, trying different brands and see which ones works for her. Now, James, you made a valid point that at the range, people should still be respectful. Even if they have these stereotypes or prejudgments about us, they should definitely still be respectful. And you're right about that. Sometimes, if you ever heard of the phrase of killing them with kindness, sometimes that goes a long way. Not that we're killing people, right? I mean, obviously we have guns. They're already on the defense about that. And so we got to be curious, be particular about the way we conduct ourselves. So we have to be really friendly and just kind of let some stuff roll off and just show them with your actions that you're being respectful, you're being kind, and you're being safe with the handling of the firearm. And eventually they'll back off. I promise you they will. So, someone, Drew, you asked any good pink guns you're recommend. Now, the P365 does make P365. I think it's the macro. They do make a black and gun metal, like it's a gun rose color. So it's like a shiny gold, shiny rose, I guess that's what you would call it, color. They do have one that's like that, and it's really pretty. So when it comes to pink, that's the only one that I can think off the top of my head to refer you to. So it's black, but it has these rose gold, that's the word I'm looking for, rose gold pieces all through it, and it is very pretty. So I do like that one a lot. Now, when it comes to breaking these stereotypes, it's all about the ability of your education. So once you continue to get knowledge and build your skill, it'll come out. Everyone will be able to see that. And you'll make all these naysayers go away because they can't challenge you anymore. And that's been my personal experience, even going to different ranges, building those relationships with people. I noticed how after time and time of me going, the staff would be more like, oh, okay, that's Mrs. Trouble. She's all right. She's good. And then, at first it was like they were just watching over my shoulder. Have you ever gone to a store and somebody's just like following you around? Is the person that works at the store just like following you around or just eyeballing you the entire time, really expecting you to steal something? And that's not what's going to happen, but they don't know that, and I understand when I think about it from the other side, the fact that maybe they have had some negative experiences with somebody who looks like me. So it's my goal and my job to change the narrative of how they feel about me individually. So just continue, you guys, to get that knowledge, practice your skills, and you keep doing those two things, it's going to show for itself and you're going to change those narratives. Now, I have one more stereotype I'd like to throw out there for you guys. There's a stereotype out there that anyone who is military or police, that they are subject matter expert on all guns. Lots of people believe this. Lots of people act this way. I'm here to let you guys know that the police and the military, they all have different jobs. They have MOSs. They have different things that they do within that police world or within the military world. So what that means is not everybody can be a subject matter expert on every single thing about firearms. So when you put that in perspective, just because you have a family member or a friend that is in the military or is a police officer does not mean that they're equipped to be your instructor. Just throwing that out there. You guys find someone who that is their job. That's what they do, is train people. And yes, you have trainers in the military. Yes, you have police officers that are also trainers as well. And those might be the specific subject matter experts that you need to help you with things, not just because they've gone through basic training. One of those things, just food for thought. And so I want to leave you guys with this, though. I know this is a very short conversation, but again, it's all about checking in and just making sure you guys are equipped with knowledge and staying on your skill set and also building your knowledge and not getting lax in this world, okay? So just to leave you guys with this, I want you guys to know that every time you show up for that range, experience, it is your job to instill in them a different respect for you, to challenge the naysayers by showing them what it is that you can do. Okay. And so you keep doing that, and you're going to go out there, you're going to empower others. You're going to go ahead and help others, believe it or not, because you've now made it better for the next person that comes in there that looks something like you. Okay. Because all of us got a twin out there somewhere. Some of you guys probably already think I look like your cousin. So never know. It's one of those things. I always have that familiar face. Lots of people say that. Have I met you before? And I'll be like, no, I don't think so. So it's one of those things out there. You guys just have to continue to get the knowledge and skill. Have fun out there while you're at the range, and also definitely be safe. I'll see you guys again next week. Hopefully at 12. I couldn't make it at 12 today, but hopefully at 12 next week, Wednesday. But I also will see you guys on Friday for another longer discussion that I think you guys will really love. So definitely stay tuned. If this is your first time visiting us, please subscribe and like this video so more can actually see this, and you can also be updated when the lives are happening or any other content that I'm putting out, as I am working hard on getting some more gun reviews and things like that coming soon. So I look forward to seeing you guys again here in a few days, Friday at 8 p.m. See you guys. Have a great day. And again, be safe.